sessions, and we have another mystery stitch tutorial for you today. So today I'm going to show you guys how to crochet this beautiful stitch that I am calling the diagonal weave stitch. And so it really looks like it's similar on the back, but not quite as it is on the front. So it looks like it's kind of woven on an angle. And so my pet peeve lately, which I think I've shared with you guys with the previous spiked V-stitch tutorial, which I did a few weeks back, is I'm seeing all these fabulous stitch tutorials online, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, but no one is divulging what the name of the stitch is. And I don't understand this trend. I see this a lot. I see full YouTube channels where they keep saying, oh, this is the best stitch, or this is the easiest stitch, or this is the prettiest stitch, and they never give you the name of it. So I'm not sure what the motive is there, but I think it's important that we all know the name of the stitches that we're learning so that we can reference or cross-reference if we'd like to kind of come back to this stitch at some point in time. So I have named this the diagonal weave stitch. If there is anybody out there who actually knows the proper official name of this stitch, we would be much appreciated. I definitely would be myself if you would leave it for me in the comment box down below. So I'm doing my best to make a nice, clear, concise tutorial so that you can follow along and know exactly what's going on and what you are doing. So if you are up for that, then stick around. So if you are up for that, then let's get started on this really pretty diagonal weave stitch. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a medium 4-weight yarn, and this is a Soft Classic by Loops and Threads. It's a nice comparable to Bernat Premium Yarn, which many of you know I absolutely love using. And it's a medium 4-weight yarn, and in case you're wondering about this color, it's called light pink. I absolutely love this shade of pink. And the hook size it calls for is a 5.5 millimeter hook, which is indeed the hook size I'm going to be using. And if you go by the letter or number labels, it's also known as an I or a size 9. Okay. And anytime you're working on a crochet project, make sure to have a pair of scissors on hand and a yarn needle to weave in any ends. So let's get started on this stitch. So you're going to begin by placing a slip knot on your hook. And we're going to chain up any amount of chains as long as it is an odd number. So I am going to chain a total of 25 chains. So I always like to make sure that I do not chain too tightly anytime I'm beginning a project. So just keep it somewhat relaxed. You also don't want it to be too loose, but somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and chain up 25 chains, which is an odd number. 23, 24, and 25. So I have 25 chains, and my work looks like that. And so now we're going to begin row number 1. So what we want to do is we want to find the second chain from the hook. And remember, we never count the loop that is actually on the hook. So we count 1 and 2. And into that second chain, we're going to place a single crochet. Now, a lot of times I actually like to turn my work over and work into these back bumps here. I find that it gives your finished edge a really nice polished look. So that's what I'm going to do. If it's fiddly for you, like if you're still a bit new and kind of are unsure where to find your bumps, you can just go directly into the front, okay? So I'm just going to go into the back bump. So I'm going to count 1, 2. When I turn over my work, see there's a little bump there? I'm going to insert my hook into that bump and single crochet. And for row number 1, that is what I'm going to do into every single stitch. Here's my next bump, all the way to the end. So every stitch will get a single crochet stitch. And once I reach the end, I should actually have 24 stitches. So from here on out, you will always have an even number of stitches. So whatever your stitch count was at the beginning, as long as it was an odd number, once you finish your first row here, you will then have an even number of stitches. So if you started with 31, for example, you will have 30. If you have 99, then you will have 98, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and finish row number 1, and then we'll talk about row number 2. Okay, so I have finished row number 1, so my work looks like this. So that's the top. Now if I turn it over, see how the bottom looks nice and neat? That's why I like doing that. Okay, so row number 1 is kind of just our setup row. So we're going to go on to row number 2, and technically it's the same as row number 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we have actual stitches to work into. So we are just going to go right away into that very first stitch, and we're going to single crochet. And this is all we're going to do for round number 2. We're going to go into each and every single stitch and single crochet. And so at the end of round number 2, you should still have 24 stitches. Okay, so just keep going till the end of round number 2. And then I'll take you on to the next round, which is where the magic happens. I'm just coming up to the end of row number 2, and I just like to make sure everybody is clear on where to place their last stitch. So sometimes it's tricky to see. So just turn your work this way. You can see that V is right there. That is the chain 1. So you're just going to insert your hook there and single crochet. So row number 2 is complete, and as always, if you're ever unsure, just start from your loop and count backwards, and then you'll see if you have the proper number of stitches. So row 1 and 2 actually are your kind of establishing rows. It's kind of the setup for this stitch. So now we're going to go on to row number 3, which is the row that you will continuously repeat for this particular pattern. Okay, so for row number 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to go right back into the very first chain and single crochet. And now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the following stitch. Okay, just like that. Now we want to trace our steps back to the skipped stitch. So I'm going to skip over here. So I'm going to move over to the skipped stitch, and now I want to go 1 row down. So I'm always going to retrace my steps back to the skipped stitch and 1 row down. And here we're going to place a half double crochet spike stitch. So that's usually a spike stitch, just usually means you're going to work into several rows below the one you're currently working on. So in this case, we're going to go 1 row down. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to insert my hook into that spot and pull up a loop, and I want to gently stretch it up to the height of my current row. And this one usually creates a bit of a slant. So we did slanted spike stitch in a previous tutorial just a few weeks back, so you might recognize this technique. And now you just yarn over and pull through all 3. So it just creates a little kind of slanted look, which is part of that weave-like effect, which you'll see in a few more rows from now. So then you just continue on this way. So we're going to skip the following stitch and into the next stitch. You single crochet, and you always retrace your steps. Go to the skipped stitch and then 1 row down. And that is where you're going to place your hook for your spike stitch. So then you just gently bring that up, pull through all 3. Skip the next stitch and single crochet, then retrace back to the skip stitch and down and half double crochet. And that's what you're going to do all the way to the end of your row. Skip and single and half double crochet. Okay, so you have something that looks like that. Okay, so now as you come to the end of your row, you're going to have 3 stitches left. You will skip and single crochet. So you're just finishing off your regular pattern here, and there is my spike stitch, and then you're going to have one stitch left, and into that last stitch you're just going to single crochet, and you should still have 24 stitches in your row. And so you've got something that looks like that. Looks pretty cool, huh? And it looks very similar on the back. And so this is now going to be your repeat row to create that weaved, that diagonal weave look. Okay, so I'm going to take you through that because right now you're thinking, well, how is that going to be a weave if I just see slants? So here we go. We always start by chaining one, turning our work. You will single crochet into the very first stitch and always skip the next stitch. So you can see there's always going to be kind of a stretch stitch. That is where you're going to place your next single crochet. And then just like we did in the previous row, this row we just retrace our steps to the skipped stitch and then go one row down. Now you're going to see it's going to be hidden by that slant of the previous stitch. So you're just going to move that over and you can see the stitch will appear. So you just yarn over, insert your hook, and then pull up a loop just like that. Okay, so you can see that those slants are kind of crisscrossing each other. Okay, so then you skip the next stitch into the following stitch, you single crochet, and again you're following that same protocol. Go back to the skip stitch and then move down, and the stitch will show itself right there. So this is the thing about this stitch. It's not that it's difficult, it's just that you need a lot of patience to take your time and train your eye where to find that stitch. Okay, so you skip, single crochet there, go back to the skipped stitch, and then move your way down. And you can see that the stitch shows itself. And just make sure that you're kind of crisscrossing over the previous slant, just like that. Okay, so you can see from afar now that it's crisscrossing over the last slant. So one more time, I'm going to skip, single crochet, go back to the skipped stitch and down, and there it is. See, if I just push a little bit, I'm going to see where to place my hook. So then just gently pull it up, just like that. Okay, so when I turn it over, now you can really see how they're weaving across each other. Okay, and so as you continue to do more and more rows, this effect will really become prominent. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the end of this row and then just quickly take you through the beginning of the next one before I'll go ahead and do some more rows to give you the full effect. So I'm going to skip. So again, at the end of the row, you're going to have 3 stitches left, 1, 2, and 3, but you just continue on as usual. Skip the next one into that second last one, single crochet, then come back, retrace that skipped stitch and half double crochet. Now into the last stitch, you will place a single crochet. Okay, so that is always how you're going to finish. You're going to end with a single crochet. So now you can really see, if I turn this over, you'll see it a little bit more prominently. You can see that beautiful diagonal weave stitch that's happening there. So you would just continue repeating a row number 3 until your desired length. Now I'm just going to quickly start you on row number 5. So we just finished row number 4. So I'm going to start again. So you're going to get this slant this time. So it just always starts by chaining 1. And in fact, you know what? In this project, I'm not chaining 1 because I realized that it just creates a funny little bump. So for a single crochet, I'm just going to turn my work. I won't chain 1, but I'll go right back into that same stitch and single crochet. And that's just going to help even that out a little bit. And as usual, you skip the first stitch into the next stitch, you single crochet. Then you retrace the skip stitch and 1 row down, and there is your stitch. See, you just kind of bend it towards you and it will present itself. And pull up. And also you'll notice too that I'm just above where the first slant was. So that's how you know you're going to continuously crisscross. So skip, single crochet, and then retrace your steps back here, and there it is. And the beautiful thing about these tutorials on YouTube is you can now play it in slow motion. So if you feel like you missed anything, make sure to press pause and or play it back in slow-mo, and hopefully that will clarify things a little bit better for you. Okay, so I've done a few of these now. So now you can kind of see that it's starting to create the beautiful weave stitch. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work up several more rows to just create a nice swatch so you can see the full effect. So I will be back here shortly with the magic of video. Okay, so I have completed a total of 7 rows of the repeat. So technically I have 9 rows, which include those first 2 rows of single crochet stitches. So my work looks like this, and you can see it creates this beautiful textured stitch. And it's nice and thick, so it creates a nice thick fabric and pretty closed in, so it's not very open. This would be really nice for a cushy hat. I think it would look really, really pretty. Of course, you can do things like scarves and blankets. A baby blanket would be pretty too. So why don't you share with us what you guys would make with this stitch, because I know that we're always looking for inspiration. And if you know what the official name of this stitch is, please do share it with us in the comment box down below. Now, if you have any detailed questions, I'm happy to help you a little bit further, so just leave it for me in the comment box down below. But I know some of you do like to email me directly, and feel free to do that. You can email me at info@crochetcrafty.com, and I always recommend that you attach a photo of your work so that I can have a closer look at what your issue may be. And of course, make sure to come check out the website crochetcrafty.com. Lots of fantastic crochet resource tools there for you. And I think you'll really enjoy checking it out. And make sure to come say hi to me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. And if you're new here and like this stitch tutorial, I've got a lot more where that came from. Make sure to click that subscribe button. Come hang out with me every Wednesday morning when I upload a brand new stitch tutorial or crochet project. So come and join the fun. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy crocheting. And take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in next week's session. Bye-bye.